Amazing. So I was like, lesson 1 in the harp.
We'd like to introduce you to Katryna, who has kindly come in all the way from Singapore. She did a performance with us in Penang the last few days, and last night was a very good performance at Dewan Sri Penang. So we'd like to ask Katryna a few questions about herself, how she started with the harp. Katryna?
Yeah. How I started on the harp. I think it was basically my parents who wanted to give us the opportunity to learn music. I first started on the piano, then the violin, and harp was my third Western instrument. And since I started playing the harp, I fell in love with it and could not stop playing it. So that was how I started on the harp. Yeah, so thanks to my parents.
Yes. So how many years does a person need to before they can be at performance level? At
performance level, I think we are always we are learning continuously. I mean, I started playing the harp at about 9 years old, but I was learning it as a hobby, and I was busy in my studies, and it was, I think it's very important to get encouragement and to get inspired.
Yeah, that's right.
And when I went overseas to Australia, I continued to study the harp, and I had a very good teacher there who inspired me and gave me the encouragement and said that I could play very well, and that gave me the passion to continue performing, and I had a few opportunities to perform. So that kind of feeling is what pushes you ahead.
That's right.
Yeah.
I see. We can see that there's a lot of passion in you because you've so kindly come out all the way to drive out to Penang, and a few times. I believe it's how many times?
I think about 4 times already in the last few years.
Yeah.
The difficult thing about the harp is it's huge, so I cannot fly with it. So we have to drive all the way down. Yeah.
When was your first performance after like 9 years old? You were open to the harp?
When I was young, I did some small performances, for schools and for functions around in Malaysia. But mainly the major break was in Australia, in Sydney. I did my first harp concerto there, the Mozart flute and harp concerto. Yes.
How old were you then?
I was about 17.
Oh, amazing.
I was doing that as a hobby then, actually. I was doing my interior architecture course, and harp was actually my hobby. And after that, after my studies, I felt that this is what I want to do. And so I continued and pursued my studies in Michigan, in the States. Yeah.
So what is your favorite piece on the harp?
My favorite piece? There are many different pieces that it depends on the occasion. I mean, there are lots of classical music for it, but basically what I like to do with the music is I like to instill some of what is my culture in the music. So I actually compose some music, water dance, Jiang Jinju, which are in my CD. And also I adapt some local songs to play because we need to play for the audience that's here.
We've heard you play actually.
Could you play some of the ones that you talked of just now?
That's right,
the ones that you've either arranged or composed?
It's been a long time.
see as you're
playing
the strength in your fingers that you built up over the years.
These are mainly gut strings and metal strings, so you actually need a bit of strength to pluck them.
Do you do exercise like pianists do exercises, or do you do sort of physical exercises for your fingers?
We do exercises on the strings, scales, arpeggios, dominant sevens, same as any other instrument.
But to strengthen the joints, do you do sort of?
No, mainly on the instrument.
That's enough.
One question that obviously strikes people is, what are the colours for?
This is how we recognize all the strings. We have 47 strings. Without these colors, we are lost.
Yeah.
We are lost. So the C's are all the red ones are all the C's.
C, yeah.
Yes, and the black ones are the F's. So the harp is diatonic. So it's like the white keys of the piano. So you have C.
And then the next question people have is, what's the pedals for? It's not like a piano making it soft and loud.
No.
You're doing it with your fingers. You're doing something with flats and sharps.
That's
and
right. Like I said,
accidentals.
these ones are the white keys of the piano. So we need to get the accidentals with the pedals.
Uh-huh.
So we have 7 pedals, each for each note for C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So each pedal controls each note. So for one string, for example the C, you get a C flat. And when you depress the pedal, it shortens the string. It becomes
Yes, I saw it turn there.
yes, it's a tuning pin that shortens the string.
Yeah.
So it becomes C natural and raises it as semitone. And then the last one, we press again, you get a C sharp.
Okay.
So for each string, we get 3 pitches. Yeah. And that allows us to get enharmonics as well. So we can get the beautiful resounds. Yeah.
How long does it take to tune for a concert?
For a concert. Well, the harp needs to be tuned every time before we play, even because temperature changes. It's made of wood, so it moves a little bit. So every time you play, we should tune it. Every time you go for a concert, especially, you have to tune it. So if you move it, especially, with going in and out of different temperatures, you have to tune it more. So basically, if you tune it regularly and practice tuning, it takes about 15 minutes or so. Yeah.
15.
1-5.
You have an electronic tuner like guitars?
Yes, and that assists me.
It helps a lot, yes.
That's right.
How much of this is hollow then, of the instrument?
This whole thing is hollow. This is the sound box.
Oh, that's the sound
This is
board,
where
yeah.
the sound comes out from. So it's hollow right at the back. Yeah.
Okay.
And this one is hollow too. What it has inside are the little gadgets that controls the pedals, and it connects all the way up to these pins. Yeah.
And is that long metal rods within the pillow?
Yes, that's right.
It's very complicated.
This harp was invented only in the 18th century to allow us to play a lot more music. That's why it's so complicated. The simple harp used to be
like this one.
just like this one, without all the pedals and without all the gadgets. It's still playable, and we play a lot of folk music with it. It just has the limitations that it doesn't.
So the old sort of Irish harp, the traditional one, would be diatonic, would it, without any of these levers?
Yes, that's right.
Oh.
And every time they play a different piece, they have to tune the whole harp.
Okay.
How do you have a vision of Penang starting a harp lessons for the children here? What is the minimum that a good number for them to start a harp course?
Of course, like learning any other instrument, it's best to learn, one-to-one, and that's the best progress. However, harp is an instrument which, it's more fun when you play together. And I've been conducting some group lessons as well in Singapore, where I get all the students, they have some lessons on the basic technique, and then I get them together to play music. They learn faster than because they can learn from each other.
The interaction.
Yes.